the United States is getting ready to overthrow the Venezuelan government. We now have the USS Ford, which is the largest and newest of the American supercarriers in the region, by far the most important and powerful battle platform that humanity has ever created, along with roping in certain countries in the region like, say, Trinidad and Tobago, which are directly off the coast of Venezuela, and then, of course, the U.S. facilities in Puerto Rico are being used very aggressively to push troops and ships into the regions. One of the fun things about Latin American militaries is back in the 1970s and 1980s, they were involved in coups, and so when democracy kicked back in the 90s and 2000s, the militaries were deliberately gutted, and so as a result, they're really not capable of much. Venezuela was a partial exemption to that because in Venezuela, you actually had a relatively robust democracy throughout this entire period until a guy by the name of Hugo Chavez, who was a military dude, threw his own coup and overthrew the democratic elected government and basically imposed an authoritarian system that has since, under his successor, become flat-out dictatorial. Chavez, Maduro, and their clique have basically robbed the country blind, ripping up everything that wasn't bolted down, and basically destroying the entire non-oil economy of the country, and they haven't exactly done a great job with the oil economy either. So what used to be the most technically, educationally, and industrially advanced country in all of Latin America is now a laggard. Chavez, when he came in, was not a general, so his coup wasn't really military in the traditional sense. And the military had been a pillar of support for the old government. So Chavez started by buying off the leadership of the military directly, but no longer really purchased a lot of equipment. Then, when it became apparent that he was going to be opposed to the United States and he realized some military hardware would be useful, he started buying hardware from the Russians. But the Russians, not having a lot of respect for Chavez, sold him a lot of crap that didn't even operate when it was purchased in the 2000s. And for the last several years, the leader of Venezuela has been a bus driver. So the military has not been given a priority. It's been gutted of all of its leadership. It's basically been turned into a corruption sieve, and they haven't gotten really good equipment since the 1990s. By a very, 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 very conservative assessment, there's 100,000 AK-47s in public circulation with the pro-Chavista gangs, and probably a more realistic number is upwards of 500,000. So no matter who the next political authority is who tries to run Venezuela, there are literally hundreds of thousands of assault rifles in the hands of a population that has literally been paid for the last 25 years to be on the side of the government that will now be deposed. Whatever comes next to Venezuela, it's going to be messy.